Tech Chemistry First Semester Interview. Mr. R wanted us to learn, and I, Jailyne,
Crisalyn Jailyne,
from his third period chemistry, have learned to an A level. The following concepts from the first 11 chapters of our chemistry book. This is not an inclusive list, but my selection of concepts from each chapter that I will remember.
Chapter 1, Intro to Chemistry. Chemistry is the study of matter and the changes that matter undergoes. It has 5 traditional areas of study, and they are organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, biochemistry, analytical chemistry, and physical chemistry.
I learned the difference between pure chemistry and applied chemistry. Pure chemistry is research in trying to figure out the properties of existing matter. Applied chemistry is a scientific field for understanding basic chemical properties of materials and from producing new materials with well-controlled functions. In Chapter 2, we learned about pure substances and how it's any single type of material.
There are 3 states of matter that are solid, liquid, and gas. Solid is a definite of a shape, volume, and not easily compressed. Liquid is an indefinite shape and a definite volume but not easily compressed. And gas is an infinite shape and volume that can easily be compressed.
In Chapter 3, Scientific Measurements, we learned about SI units of measure, and the 5 SI base units commonly used by chemists are the meter, the kilogram, the Kelvin, the 2, and the mole. Wait a second. Yeah.
Scientific notation is a given number written as a product of 2 numbers, a coefficient, and 10 raised to a power. For example, instead of having a bunch of zeros, you can just form it into an equation such as 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd.
In Chapter 4, we learned about atoms and that it is the smallest particle of an element.
Isotopes of an element have the same number but different mass numbers because they have different numbers of neutrons. It is hard to notice any difference in the properties of different isotopes of an element.
In Chapter 5, we learned that when atoms absorb energy, electrons move into higher energy levels, and these electrons lose energy by emitting light when they return to lower energy levels, which causes atomic emission spectra.
The development of atomic models was part of Rutherford's atomic model, which could not explain the chemical properties of elements.
In Chapter 6, we learned about the periodic table and how the elements are arranged by nonmetals, metals, and metalloids.
The periodic table, actually I agree because I wrote the same thing.
In Chapter 7, Ionic and metallic bonding, we learned that a valence electron are the electrons in the highest occupied energy level of an element's atoms. Finding the valence electron, you just have to simply look at its group number.
Chapter 8, Covalent bonding. Polar molecule is one end of a molecule that is slightly negative and the other end is slightly positive.
Chapter 9, Chemical Names and Formulas. To name a binary molecular compound, you must look at the prefix in the name. That tells you how many atoms of an element are presented in each molecule of the compound.
Chapter 10. A mole is any substance that contains Avogadro's number of representative particles, or it can also be presented as 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd.
In Chapter 11, we learn about chemical reactions. There are 5 general types of reactions, and they are combination, decomposition, single replacement, double replacement, and combustion.
And that concludes our presentation.
Let's hear it for them.